I'm Darren the Magic Ghostbuster, and in this video I'm showing off my handmade Mink Coat Ghost. This has always been one of my favourite ghosts from Ghostbusters 2, just the scene where she walks through the slime and then the coat comes alive, she takes it off and it runs off down the street. I just always loved that scene when I was a kid, it just always amused me, so always wanted to make one. During the old COVID lockdowns, which seems so long ago now, I actually attempted to make this little model to display with my figures. Which could have come out better, I'll be honest. I also made the slime bathtub, which I've done a video on, and I was very happy how that came out. This, less so, but I kept it anyway. It does sit in front of the figures, but could have been better. But anyway, this coat I made recently, it's a life-size one, and I made that out of a mink fro, fake mink fro, not a real one. The idea actually come from being in an antique centre and seeing a real taxidermy mink scarf. And I remember seeing that thinking, you could buy 3 of those and a coat and stitch them together. It'd be very easy. I didn't really like the idea of using real taxidermy, and the price to do that, like, I can't remember what this mink scarf was, I think it was like £100, and then, you know, 3 of them plus a coat, and then finding ones that match in colour and everything, I just think it would have been very difficult and very expensive, basically, more than I was willing to attempt in case it came out terrible. Like I said, this was made out of a fro. Now I'm no expert in this sort of thing, you know, sewing or any of that sort of stuff, so I was kind of making a lot of this up as I went along. There might be much easier processes of doing this, but the first thing I made was like a wire frame for the coat itself, just to get the idea of the shape, and then the heads were all shaped out of tin foil. And then for the material I made like 3 tubes, so it was just like cut bits out and make a tube out of them. Stick wires in the heads, stick them through the tube, and then it was a case of just sort of using glue and pins, pinning it into the tin foil, so it took the shape of the head, and, you know, cutting bits away as I went. The eyes were actually from a online taxidermy thing on eBay. I think they are used for actual eyes in taxidermy. They just pins on the back, they just slotted in. Glued them a little bit. The ears I'd done out of some leather, which I found online, and the mouth was some dark red leather that I then put little holes through the edges, and the teeth are actually disposable forks, which was an idea that came later. I was trying to find stuff online, and I found a lot of teeth that the shape was good, but they were all massive. I think they're made for like people who make those sort of tribal style necklaces and things. And I think the closest I found to a size that would have been good was, you know, shipping from China, and I just didn't want to wait that long for it to arrive. So it was in my local pound shop. I come across the teeth, also the forks that I used for the teeth. Yeah, just disposable forks, and yeah, it was just like bingo. So cut them, put them through the holes, glued it in place, and it was sorted. So yeah, it took quite a while, a little bit of trial and error, and then once I'd done the 3, you know, heads and necks, I got a couple of tubs I filled with stones to weigh them down. That's in the top of the coat, so that's the bit to lift it up with, and the wires sort of go into them and like tangle round a bit, just to give it a bit of weight there so that the heads don't tilt forward too much. Yeah, and then I've got a can of brown fabric paint just to add a little bit of toning to it. So could have gone a bit dark with that in areas, but I didn't want to risk ruining it after all the effort I put in. Now I think it could look better. You know, the faces are not perfect, but I'm happy with how it came out, I'll be honest. Considering it was me doing it, you know. I'm surprised it didn't look like a dog had chewed it up, to be honest. But yeah, very happy how it came out, and I don't think I'd ever make another one. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to have the skill to make one better than what I have done it. You know, if I ever come into some money, maybe I'd hire someone to make me one that looks like exact, someone who knows what they're doing. But I'm happy with it, and let me know what you think. And this is something, I don't know if it's just me. Is it anyone else's favourite ghost? Because I feel like it's just me. Like I've always wanted them to make a figure of it, and I know Phantasm Toys have been making lots of different, you know, toys that we never got. They made Gozer and a slime bathtub. If anyone from Phantasm Toys is listening, make this ghost. I'll be very happy. But Maybe I'm going to be the only customer if I do that. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, keep on busting.
Want to give a big shout out to the Magic Ghostbuster. Hey Darren, very, very impressive.